What's up, BP Squad, and thanks for tuning in to another video. Today, guys, we're gonna start martial arts training right from the comfort of your own home. By the end of today's video, you will know how to throw basic punches, kicks, more importantly, how to put them all together. We're gonna learn the jab, cross, lead hook, lead uppercut, and finally, rear uppercut. Now, before we proceed with the first portion, let's learn a proper stance. So for me, I fight out of what's called the southpaw or the right foot lead stance since I'm a lefty. So my right foot is gonna be in front, my left foot is gonna be behind me. Have my hands up, and it's more of a bladed stance like this versus being more square and open. So you wanna make sure your shoulder's in direction of your opponent versus like this, right? You can play with the stance. This is what's called the orthodox or left foot lead stance. Orthodox right here, or southpaw. Pick whatever you feel most comfortable with, and then let's go ahead and proceed with the first one, and that's gonna be the punch portion. The first two punches we're gonna start off with is the jab cross. So we wanna make sure we're in our proper stance, making sure our shoulder is in line with our opponent, just to give that extra layer of defense. Have our hands up, and what we're gonna throw is a jab first, or you could just say a lead hand punch. So it's coming from my lead hand, and I'm rotating my fist at the end. I don't wanna just throw like this or like this. I wanna rotate just to get a little more pop at the end of that punch. Now we're gonna learn the cross. Your cross is your power shot. So it's coming from your rear hand, right? I'm in my stance, and all I'm simply doing is going across, okay? A couple of things are happening right here. Everything starts from my feet. Once I rotate my foot, for me, my left foot, that power is coming up from the ground and it's coming through my hip, because it's essential I always turn my hip into my punches, okay? And then it's traveling from there, my shoulder, elbow, boom, right at the end of that fist. So we wanna make sure we really turn just to maximize power. You don't always have to turn your foot every punch, but it's essential that you always put your hip into your punches. You don't want to arm punch, okay? You want to actually turn your hip, or add a little more flavor by turning that foot. And always make sure you reset, bring your hands back to home base position. So if I'm throwing my jab and my cross, home base position. Don't do this. You want to boom, boom, bring it right back. Just as fast as you throw your punches, you want to reset back, be ready for a counter shot. Also make sure we're throwing our cross from our chin. Not doing this, then throwing it, because at that point, we're telegraphing our shot. So throwing it straight from our chin. With that said, guys, we got that out the way. We're gonna have 30 seconds to do 8 to 12 jab crosses. Okay, so let's start the timer. Right here, jab cross, that's 1. Jab cross, that's 2. Jab cross, 3. Boom, boom, 4. Don't worry about speed so much, guys. Focus on your technique. That's 6, 7, 8. That's 9. That's 10. 11. That's 12. 13. All right, guys, so that's our jab cross. We got our straight punches out the way. Now we're gonna proceed with our circular punches, and that's gonna be our lead and rear hook. So with our lead and rear hook, always make sure you throw your punches from home base position. Don't do this. Bringing it down, leaving yourself open or vulnerable to a shot, and then throwing it. You actually wanna keep your hands up, throw it from there. And as we're throwing our lead hook, right, a couple things are happening again. We're rotating our lead foot, and we're also making sure that we keep our shoulder up to protect ourselves from an incoming shot. It doesn't give the maximum protection, but it does allow you to have a little bit, just in case you might get countered. You have your shoulder to pretty much block or deflect some of the shots that may be coming towards your chin. And again, we don't always have to rotate our lead foot, but it's essential that we actually rotate, or should I say turn our hips into the shot. Don't arm punch like this. Rotate, okay? Turn those hips. You can also shorten it. You can keep it long, but just always make sure, try to throw it from the home base position, always reset. Those are your 2 crucial points. That's your lead hook. Same thing with your rear hook. Got my hands up. What I'm gonna do is throw that rear hook from home base position. I'm rotating my rear foot this time, but I'm also making sure I'm keeping my guard up in the process. So I'm like this, not this, but I'm actually keeping my lead hand up just in case. Boom, catch a shot. Okay, so I'm throwing it, bring it right back. Same thing with the lead hook, I forgot to mention that. Making sure, keep that telephone up to your ear, okay? So those are our lead hooks, very simple punches. Let's go ahead and set the timer. We're gonna try to throw, again, 8 to 12. So, boom, boom, that's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. That's 6. 7. 8. 9. That's 10. 11. All right. Another thing I want to mention with your hooks too, guys, is when you throw your lead hooks or your rear hooks, you have the option to throw either like this or like this. Sometimes I like to throw my lead hook like this because I feel as though when I throw my lead hook like this and they have a tight guard, I'm able to get a little bit more pop on their tempo. So that's why I like to throw my lead hook at times like this. But it's totally up to you guys. The best advice I would give you is don't cement yourself to a certain style or how you should fight. You have to choose what's best for you. Make sure your technique is on point, but more importantly, fight how you like to fight. The next 2 punches we're gonna be covering is uppercuts, which you guys should know, as I always say in my videos, my favorite punches to throw. We're in our stance. We're gonna start off with a lead uppercut. So we're gonna throw that lead like this. You could rotate the foot as well, keep that in mind. But most importantly, just always make sure you guys are turning your hip into it. You don't wanna overemphasize, or should I say, over-exaggerate the uppercut. Meaning, don't do this. Like rock'em sock'em robots. I always think about that. You wanna keep your hands up. You wanna minimize as much as a counter as possible. Basically saying, if I throw it from right here, I'm minimizing the chances of me getting hit with a counter. Versus like this, just leaving myself open, counter shot. So uppercut, just popping the head up slightly. I can rotate the foot. Then we're gonna throw a rear uppercut. Same principle, just rotating that rear foot and I'm making sure I'm resetting. So again, lead uppercut, rear uppercut, boom, bop. Let's start the timer, guys. We're gonna aim for 8 to 12. Let's go. Keeping our hands up. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4 right there. 5. 6. 7. That's 8. That's 9. That's 10. One more. That's 11. All right, so now that we have the basic punches out of the way, we're now gonna put everything together in terms of punches. So we're gonna go jab, cross, lead hook, rear hook, lead uppercut to a rear uppercut. We're gonna do 3 to 5 reps within 30 seconds. Let's go ahead and start. So jab, cross, lead hook, rear hook, lead uppercut, rear uppercut. Keep your hands up. Jab, cross, lead hook, rear hook, lead uppercut, rear uppercut. Again, jab, cross, lead hook, rear hook, lead uppercut, rear uppercut. Again, boom, boom, lead hook, rear hook, lead uppercut, rear uppercut. Again, jab, cross, lead hook, rear hook, lead uppercut, rear uppercut. All right, so we got the basic punches out of the way. We're gonna be moving on to kicks now. The first kick we're gonna be covering is a front snap kick. So a front snap kick, we're in our stance. I'm gonna show you a couple different angles. So the first things first, I'm gonna start by slightly opening up my leg, my lead leg, I should say. I'm gonna chamber, okay? Chamber is a nice tight positioning because we're gonna be able to maximize the most amount of power. If I have a loose chamber, the kick really won't have a lot of spice to it. So I wanna make sure that chamber is nice and tight. From here, I'm gonna snap, okay? Or I can snap it like this, the ball's on my feet, or more like this, okay? You wanna also make sure as you throw that front snap kick or that rear front snap kick, you wanna bring it right back. Keep your hands up. Also, you wanna ensure if you're sparring or you're fighting against somebody, you don't wanna emphasize on, oh, I gotta open up like this, then boom, just like Spence said. No, you wanna disguise it. Maybe you just throw the snap kick like this without having to open up, then throw it. So always keep that in mind. I'm just breaking it down from a very rudimentary concept. With that said, guys, very easy kick. We're gonna start off again, 8 to 12 reps within 30 seconds. Let's go. Keeping our hands up. Boom. That's 1. That's 2. 3. 4. 5. Snap it. 6. Change your foot positioning as well. 7. 8. Change up the height of your kick. You can throw high, you can throw low. It's up to you. Great job. So your front kick, or sometimes what I call your front snap kick, use it like a jab. Keep your hands up and just use it for distance control, or you can just get them with a nice shot to the chin, to the sternum, to the solar plexus. It's up to you. The next kick we're gonna be covering is a push kick. So it's just like our front snap kick, except it's all about our hips. So with a push kick, we're in our stance. We're gonna again, open up, chamber. Now at this point, a front kick is just snapping right here. But a push kick, I'm actually shifting my hips now. So I'm kind of shifting my torso back, still keeping that tight chamber, and I'm pushing, okay? Think about just breaking the door open. You're a cop, door is closed, you coming in there, you're not gonna throw this, you're gonna go boom, breaking down that door. So this one right here, I use this just to get my opponent off of me. Let's say they're really close. I wanna create space. Tight, 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 push, okay? We're gonna go ahead and start the timer, 8 to 12 reps. Let's get it, guys. Right here, that's 1. That's 2. That's 3. Push it open. Really emphasize push. That's 4. That's 5. That's 6. 7. 8. 9. That's 10. One more. 11. All right. The last kick we're gonna finish out is a rear side kick. Now let's go ahead and get in our stance. For the rear side kick, what I'm gonna do, open up slightly. I'm gonna chamber my leg nice and tight, okay? From here, I'm gonna pivot off this standing leg. So what I'm doing is pivoting and I'm internally rotating my hips. So turn my hips in like this, still keeping a nice chamber, and I'm striking through. Okay, that's a side kick. Again, open up, chamber, turn, nice and tight, push through, okay? With your rear side kick, guys, the key points you wanna be mindful of is always this leg right here. Is making sure my toes are facing behind me. From here, my hip is turned in. Okay, nice tight chamber, and I'm gonna strike with the heel of my foot. Really emphasizing that, guys. Okay, so turn that hip in, keeping that blade of your foot like this, and you wanna really emphasize on striking with the heel. Okay, your rear side kick, always think about a bow and arrow. In my stance, chamber, okay, turning my foot out, or should I say facing behind me, turning my hips in, striking through, bring it right back, reset. With that said, let's go ahead and get some reps with this. I'm gonna start the timer and let's begin. That's 1. That's 2. 3. 4. 5, 6, 7, that's 8, 9, one more guys, that's 10. Now, I chose the rear side kick versus the lead side kick because the lead side kick is a little bit more difficult for my beginners. Usually because of the hip flexibility, it can be hard for people just to turn like this and go like that. Oftentimes you might see this, and I want you guys to build confidence with your side kick to understand. So I chose the rear side kick, even though it's not the most practical side kick because you're telegraphing a lot of things. It's too much going on at this point. If I'm going against somebody, I'm gonna go. It's better just to be in your stance and just strike. But with understanding the rear side kick, you'll have a better understanding on how to throw the lead side kick. So make sure you work on that. Now it's time to put everything together. What we're gonna do is 3 basic fighting combinations involving our punches and our kicks. The first combination we're gonna go through is a lead hook with the rear hook to a rear front kick. What this combination does is we're trying to open them up a little bit because they have a really tight guard. So we're gonna come around with the lead hook or rear hook, but guess what else is open? That tight guard right here in that solar plexus. So we're gonna go around, boom, snap them right in that solar plexus. So let's go ahead and do 8 to 12 reps of this. The timer is set. Let's start. Lead hook, rear hook, snap that front kick. Great work, guys. So again, lead hook, rear hook to a rear front kick or rear front snap kick, whatever you want to call it. The next one we have is a jab cross to a rear side kick. So this one is all about distance. We're gonna go jab, cross, chamber, turn, rear side kick. Very simple, guys. Let's go ahead and set the timer. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. 6. 7. 8. That's 9. All right. So we finished that one. Now the last combination we have, guys, is gonna be a lead uppercut, rear uppercut to a rear push kick. What I like about this combination is we're thinking about creating space. Very tight guard, we're in the trenches right now. So we're gonna create that space. Our opponent is right here. We're gonna go lead, rear. From here, stay tight. And what we're gonna do from right here is just simply throw that push kick and really emphasize on pushing them back. We wanna drive them back so we create that space for that 1-2 rear side kick. You see how everything is coming into play? Let's go ahead and knock out 8 to 12 reps, 30 seconds on. Let's go. Boom, boom, create that space, okay? Right, so we got that out the way. That was our lead to a rear uppercut, followed by a rear push kick. Very basic fighting combinations we went over, guys. Like I said in the beginning of this video, you will have learned the basic punches, basic kicks, and basic fighting combinations, and finally learning how to put those all together. I didn't want to include any defense because I want you guys to focus simply on offense. Take one step at a time. That's the key to mastery. First, get these down. And then if I get more requests to do more of a defense focus, I'll do that. You guys should have a basic stance down pat, the punches, the kicks, and putting them all together, you're on your way to fighting like a pro. Make sure you guys do let me know in the comment section what future videos you guys want me to release. Check out my other shadow boxing and MMA fighting routines. Guys, if you enjoyed today's video, you know what to do. Smash that like button. Most importantly, make sure you are properly subscribed. I'll see you guys next video. Peace and love as always. And ashe! Boom! We out, baby.